cousins out there, my cousin crew. Welcome to the Word to the Wise podcast. Oh yeah, it's gonna be fire. Hey, I am Terry Patrick, and you are tuned in right now to the funkiest show this side of the Pecos. Word to the Wise with the exclamation point. I wanted to thank you guys for tuning in and for just showing up. Today is a good day, but you know what? It's a good day to do something great. I'm here to tell you right now that good is also the enemy of great. If you guys are out there and you're listening to the sound of my voice, you are listening to the very first show. And today's topic is procrastination versus preparation. Oh, it's a hot topic. It's something that I believe that each and every last one of us can do better and be better. So that's my goal here. I want to tell you a little something briefly about why I'm having this conversation with you guys. It was a quote that came to me, and I have been saying this quote for a great many years. And that quote is, Abraham Lincoln once said, "If you give me 6 hours to chop down a tree, I will spend the first 4 hours sharpening my axe." 4 hours, he said, he would spend on a 6-hour job. Why? Why would he spend so much time getting prepared to do a job? Or is he just procrastinating? It's a thin line, you guys, between preparation and procrastination. See, I believe Honest Abe understood a very, very fundamental fact, and that is a dull axe doesn't cut. Yes, you have to work smarter and not harder is what he's saying. So I can envision Abe out there, in the forest, probably hot and is sweaty, and he got on the tank top, the black tank top with the stove top hat, and he's out there glistening in the sun, and he knows that every stroke of that whetting stone against that axe blade is going to save him maybe 10 strokes against that tree trunk. Work smarter and not harder. But don't you know that you can put off the inevitable? Yes. There are some people who are really famous for being the one thing that is in their own way. Have you ever been the one thing that is in your own way? If you just get out of your own way, what would your life be? But this is just a metaphor. Yes, I'm talking about one thing. Hopefully you see the second, but if you have true vision, I want you to be able to see a third. I'm not talking about Abraham Lincoln. Who are you is what I'm talking about in this metaphor. Who are you? Are you Abraham Lincoln? Yeah, that's what most people say. Yeah, I'm just a dude with a job, man. I just want to come to work. I want to do my job, and I want to go home. I don't want to have to deal with those people anymore. Come to work, perform, and I'm out. I'm done. I'm gone. That's good. There's nothing wrong with that, right? Nothing wrong with going to work and doing your job. Nothing wrong with just showing up for your life. But like I told you before, good is the enemy of great. Because a person that wants greatness, a person that wants that next level, you just have that ambition that is stirring inside of you, and it won't let you rest. So good becomes the enemy of greatness. And I hearken back and I think about the late, great Kobe Bryant. Kobe was ridiculed and almost, joked around a lot of puns about his work ethic. Because when a lot of other players after the game, they went out to the club and they were coming home after a night of clubbing all night. And when they walk into the hotel lobby, there's Kobe on his way to practice by himself in the dark. Why? He's working on a new move, a new maneuver, a new tactic, a new form of defense. Why? Because he knows even though I am good and even though I am great, I can be better. How many of you just want better today? So if you are Abraham Lincoln and you just want to do your job and you just want to go home, that is good. And there's nothing wrong with good if that's who you are. What else we have in this metaphor? Let's think about it. Well, we got the tree. I don't think you want to be the tree. No, because the tree likes a tree. It is very okay. We're just sitting there and, I got my trunk, I got my roots and I'm planted. I'm in one place. I got my branches and I got my leaves and I can throw shade. Yeah, you'll get that on the way home. Throw shade. But the problem with a tree is it likes being a tree, not knowing that we make a lot of things out of wood. A tree may be standing in the way of progress. Is that you? Do you feel like you're stuck in one place? Because see, it's beautiful and magnificent as a tree may be, when it's time for you to move on, the tree got to stay there. Any trees in your life? And nothing wrong with being a tree. But see, you got to understand that if a person just wants greatness and want that next level, you got to start somewhere. You don't have to be great to get started. But you got to get started if you're ever going to be great at anything. You got to get started. That's what tonight is. I want you to get started, and I don't want you to have that tree mentality, that stuckness, because it requires you to change one little thing. That's it. One little thing, just one little change. What if you changed one thing every day for 365 days? How much more great would you be? They once asked Michelangelo, how do you create such beautiful masterpieces from a stone slab? And he told them, I don't. I just chip away at everything that isn't the statue. He said it's already in there. It's inside. It's inside the stone slab, and I have that true vision to see a third. And I just chip away. This isn't statue. This isn't statue of David. And before you know it, he has that beautiful masterpiece. But that in of itself is genius, is it not? But it requires the removal of something. Sometimes progress is not adding, it's removing some things. So if you want to be the tree, and that is you in the metaphor, I guess that's good. But if you want greatness, you have to look beyond that. Let's look beyond the metaphor. What else is left? What are you? Drop it in the comment. I want to hear from you in the chat. We got Abraham Lincoln. We got the time frame, the 6 hours. He said, give me 4 hours. But keep in mind what he said, that at the end of 6 hours, which you gave me, this tree will be down. I will cut this tree down, but I will spend my time getting prepared with preparation of sharpening my axe. Are you that 6 hours? Are you that time frame? I'm pretty sure if it is not you, you have worked with a lot of people who are that 6 hours. You know the ones. Come on now, help me out, somebody. Help me out, cousins. You know the ones, what time is work? What time is break? What time is lunch? Do we have a second break? What time is third break? Can I work a third break in there? Can I go to the restroom and disappear for 45 minutes and get myself a fourth or a fifth break in there? Always talking about what time is it? Concentrating on the time. But what does time do? Time waits for who? No man. Yes, instead of watching the clock, you should do what the clock does. And that's just keep moving. The day will happen anyway. But every moment, every instance that you procrastinate and put it off, time will also keep moving. So what are you doing in essence? Are you biding time? Are you just wasting time? And dare I even say, are you killing time? But if that's you, that 6 hours, that clock watcher, then I guess that's good. But it's also the enemy of greatness. Here's what I think you are. Here is the answer to the riddle. I believe that you are Abraham Lincoln's axe blade. That's what I believe. I believe that you are Abraham Lincoln's axe blade, more than the handle, the business end. And by the end of this podcast, I want you to be sharpened. I want you to be a gleaming hunk of steel. I want you to leave this podcast be like, I am a walking, talking solution in search of a problem. Give me a problem. I want you to be up and ramped up and just empowered to be solution orientated. If that is what you want, then you can be that gleaming hunk of steel. Iron sharpens iron, does it not? Iron sharpens iron. I can't get sharp rubbing up against a marshmallow. I need someone that I can rub up against, which brings me to who I believe that I am. I believe, cousins, that I am that wedding stone. I have been doing this for quite some time. I teach leadership development. I teach emotional intelligence. I teach how to have a difficult conversation. And every time that I do, I know that it may be someone in that audience, maybe just one, that will get and understand what I'm saying. And if they do, they can take that message and they can embed it and hide it into their heart and then speak it out to someone else, because it's a therapeutic value in that. What a therapeutic value is, when I speak it, they hear it and it goes through the ear gate and then it settles in their mind. And when they find that instance where it is apropos to be able to speak on it, now it is coming out of their mouths into someone else. And what it happens, it blesses that person. And that gift just keeps moving on in a perpetual motion. Yes, that's what it is. That's what that person is. Now, I believe that that is just a simple dream of mine, but I don't think it's a small one. I do believe that I am that wedding stone. So if you want to get sharp today, you want to get sharp, cousin, then you come to the right place. You're here at Word to the Wise podcast. And I want to talk to you really quickly about atomic habits, how to break that curse of procrastination. There are some of us who may be career procrastinators, excuse me. This book by James Clear, which I really like, has a nice quote in it. It says, motion makes you feel like you're getting things done, but really, you're just preparing to get something done. When preparation becomes a form of procrastination, you need to change something. That's exactly what I just said. That one little thing that adds up to 365 at the end of the year. You don't want to merely be planning, you want to be practicing. What does he mean by that quote? If you understand what this quote is saying to you, if you understand what this is saying to you, drop it in the comment. I would love to hear from you guys. Yes, because you see, it's an action that is taking place in preparation. And if you are continuously preparing without doing, then that is the essence of what procrastination is. Let's dig a little bit deeper if we could. Take a look at this. Nice quote here, right? Here are the stages of procrastination. Number one, laziness. You know, those say, maybe I should get a head start, but nah, I'm not going to do it. You feel like you have a lot of time. That's why you put it off. But remember what I said about time. Time keeps moving while you're staying still. And that laziness, if you hold on to that, what will happen is time will creep up on you. What about excuses? Or is that you? Yes, I've made many excuses in my life. I'm busy right now. I just have to take a short break. Woo! Take a short break and pull out that cell phone, pull out that mobile device. And what happens? Many of us have said that I don't have time to watch a movie, but we can be on social media for 2 hours. You could have watched the movie. You could have watched a documentary. You could have fed your mind. You could have read a book. But that excuse took your time away. That's the big thing about time. You have to make time for the things that matters. There's an old saying, if you don't make time for your health, then your sickness will take your time away. Denial. I still have a little bit more time. I can wing it. I can just go by the seat of my pants. I still have a little bit more time because the deadline is coming up. And you have not done your due diligence. And then it's crisis time. Oh, this is my favorite right here. Oh, crap. I will never procrastinate again. God, if you just get me out of this one. God, if you can just help me right now. Oh, it's an old saying that your lack of preparation doesn't constitute an emergency on my behalf. Have anyone, I'm talking to the parents here. I'm talking to those who especially are parents of adult children who have put it off so long that now, good old mom and dad, I need you. I need you, mom and dad. Well, yeah, your lack of preparation don't constitute an emergency on my behalf. You've done none of the things that you need to do to get this done. And now it's up to me to hurry up. Yes, now it's time to spring into action, save you. And what happens in the end? When that happens, you just stunted their growth. You didn't allow them the opportunity to grow because they didn't have the opportunity to fail. Why would I let my child fail, Terry? Why would I do that? Well, because sometimes, most of the time, failure can teach you much more than success ever could. If you learn from it, yes, failure can teach you more than success. Because help me out, people. Those who have fallen and gotten back up are stronger than those who have never fell down before. Have you ever faced adversity? Help didn't come and you had to pay the piper. You had to face the consequences. And that instant, that situation reminded you the next time. I remember the punishment. I remember that whooping that life gave me, because life can teach you more than I can tell you. Life will put your chin in your chest. Poor me. Yes, that's a learning opportunity. If you deprive them of that learning opportunity, They didn't learn anything. What happens when the next crisis, because the procrastination comes around? What happens then? I'll tell you what happens. Mom, Dad, you're never going to guess what happened. Yes, I probably can guess what happened because I know for a fact that you did it again. Repeat. Now it is on repeat. They have done it again. Think about it. These are the stages, and these are the type of procrastinators. These are the type of procrastinators that are out there. You probably fall into one or more of these categories. Take a look. One or more of these categories. The type of procrastinator, number one, is the worrier. Don't you know that if you put something out, you can worry yourself into a sickness? Yes, you can. You can worry yourself because you have put it off so much, and now that challenge is making you want to leave your comfort zone. Well, no one ever grew sitting in the lap of luxury of a comfort zone. What about an overdoer? Is that you? Those who just take on too much of the struggle. I want to take on, yes, I'll do this, and yes, I'll do that. I'll do multiple things. You are taking on so much that nothing is getting done. The multitasker. There is a philosophy that is now in leadership development that the multitasking may not be the best way to go about doing things. You can have so many balls you're juggling in the air that nothing is finished. You got a lot of things started. Is that you? A good starter? Do you start a lot of things? Huh? And how many projects have you brought to completion? That is the goal. Because life will not just give you balls to juggle. Sometimes they are bowling balls, crystal candelabras, and chainsaws. Some are fragile and breakable, some are heavy, and some will cut your arm off. And you trying to juggle all these things. Overdoer. Perfectionist. Oh, those who avoid the task, I can't do it to my level because you are a nitpicker and you're worried about the details. You're worried about being able to do it to perfection. Let it go. Do the best that you can. Start right where you are with what you have. Right where you are with what you have. What about the dreamer? Am I talking to somebody right now? Those who put off tasks because they're not good at focusing on the details at all. Is that you? Yes, because a dreamer has the ability to daydream sometimes. And sometimes they will just wind up losing focus and not focusing on a task at hand. If you're a job seeker, all right, the task at hand is to sit down, prepare for an interview before it happens, prepare for a job before they post it. Because if you're getting prepared after they have posted the position, you're 6 months behind the other candidates. To fire. Uh-oh. I think I'm talking to myself right here, you guys. I think I'm talking to me. The defier. Where are my poets, my artists, my musicians, my creative souls? Are you out there? If you are, then you know what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about those who dislike someone dictating their skill. I need you to be creative, and I need you to come up with some innovation, some exciting ideas by Friday, 5 o'clock. And you're trying to tell them, wait a minute, the creative process, it doesn't work like that. Creative people don't like deadlines. Matter of fact, creative people don't even like schedules. Can a person do both, be creative and have an analytical mind? Yes, you can. But the defier, I will defy you trying to put my feet to the fire and make me be creative. Making me be creative is something that doesn't sit well with me. And then the crisis maker, those who put off the task because they prefer just be working under pressure. Yes, they want you to turn the heat up. They want that fire to be so hot that now I gotta get it done. I'm talking about the last minute cats. Those cats who put it off to the last minute. Come on, college students. Come on, high school students. You're out there. Come on, cousins. You know what I'm talking about. You knew that test was due. You knew they were going to test you, and you didn't study until the night before. You crave chaos in some form or fashion. You have procrastinated to the point where now you gotta get it done. Maybe that's what you need. But all of these things, they create a physiology in the human body that stress. That stress causes hypertension, high blood pressure. It also causes a lot of unhappiness. I want you to take this and just listen and learn, and even better, share it with somebody, because mental health is so important. Procrastination is an enemy to your mental health. Here's the top tips. Here's the answer. How to avoid it. Set some small goals, okay? Put it into a format to where you can have bite size. Old saying, how do you eat an elephant? One spoonful at a time. That's how you eat an elephant. So have some small goals. Or as Stephen Covey liked to say, begin with the end in mind. Know where you're going with this. And then organize your tasks. Set some time apart. If you say, okay, I'm going to study, or I'm going to work, I'm going to be creative, I'm going to write this program, I'm going to write this book, I'm going to write this poem, I'm going to spend some time on my picture, on my artwork, and I am going to do it from this time to that time. Set that time apart. And you have now organized your tasks. That whenever I get to it mentality does not work. And then you have to focus your attention. Focus your attention. Making sure that you have those little things, those little time stealers. They're out there. Because number 3 goes really well with number 4. Remove all of the distractions. Oh, I'm talking to myself, everybody. I am talking to me right now. This is me. I wish Netflix, I saw a post, I wish Netflix had a category to where it's a movie that I can pay attention to while I'm on my phone. Because this is how I watch most movies, like this. Yes, those distractions. And if you know something that's very important that you're supposed to be doing, and you have these distractions at your disposal, those little chimes, that little vibration on your cell phone, what it does is triggers endorphins. We love it. Somebody's talking to me, or something is trying to get in contact with me. You gotta check it. How about taking it and putting it in another room? Could you do that? Oh, it's agonizing. Oh, somebody help me out. Yes, it is. Take that phone. Take those distractions and put them away. See, I'm about to date myself right now. And if you are from my generation, let me hear from you in the comments section. And if you are not from this generation, I would want to hear from you as well. Do you remember when TV used to go off? TV would go off. When I say go off, young folks, I'm not talking about it's going off, it's getting crunk, getting live, where it started off with lit. I guess now it's fire, whatever it may be, that is the new terminology for cool. That's not I'm talking about turn off. They sing the national anthem, they put a little logo up there, TV turn off till 6 o'clock in the morning, no more TV. You can watch TV until it turns off. It never stops now. And even more so, all of the activity, the games, the articles, the movies, the clips, those things in the little bite-sized niblets that we can get in social media, whether it be through TikTok or Facebook or Instagram, we want it in little bite sizes. It has diminished our attention span. And those distractions are distracting you from success. Successful people do what other people don't, so they can have the things that other people won't have. And one thing they give up is time. Turn that TV off. Oh, it's uncomfortable. It's so boring. Well, that's how you get your task done. And you got to learn to just forgive yourself. We can beat ourselves up, can't we? Can't we just beat ourselves up so much? So much to the point that we just don't want to have another assignment. But life happens, and it will happen to you too. I want you guys to take the things that I've talked about, because there is a thin line between procrastination and preparation. Use this as a tool, but with any tool, it is only useful if you use it. If you use it, and if you don't use it, it becomes useless. If you know this is something that troubles you, you know this is a hurdle and a hiccup in your life, well, you have the golden opportunity to be able to change just one thing today. Why? Because your best thinking, I believe Norman Vincent Peale said this, your best thinking has gotten you to this level in your life in success that's going to require new thinking for you to be able to move forward. What is he saying? Change. Change. I stood on the corner begging for change. They gave me coins to rattle in my cup, not knowing I was begging for change. Put simply, cousins, old keys don't open up new doors. Whoo, what you say? Old keys do not open up new doors. It is like you would be standing at the threshold on the front porch of your brand new dream house and saying that I can't get in because you still got the keys to your old apartment. Those keys won't open up this new door for you. Okay? That means using some new thinking and stepping outside of your comfort zone and getting uncomfortable just a little bit. And that's where growth can happen. I want you to be successful. I want you to be the best version of you. And that requires you to just do little things differently. Eat that elephant, one spoonful at a time. I know that sounds disgusting. We're not actually talking about eating elephants out here. No, we're talking about changing and digesting things in small doses. You can do it, and I believe that you can. I want to thank you guys for tuning in to this episode of Word to the Wise. Oh my goodness. We are going to have a great time here on this program every single Wednesday. And I may drop a quick take 5 from Word to the Wise in between, just to let you know that I'm still out here and I'm still out here doing the thing, okay? I want you guys to tune in on every Wednesday, find a link and do something for me. I want you guys to enjoy yourself and know that every time any person comes to you and say, I want to know where I can get some good information like you, tell them about the podcast. Please just tell them about the podcast and let them know that there is one person in this world.
In a world fraught with confusion, one man will break his silence.
I hope you like the podcast and you really like the podcast.
Come on, be serious.
And you really like my podcast. Like and subscribe.
All right. Thank you guys for another episode. We're going to keep holding it down right here at Word to the Wise. Yes. All my cousins, you guys just keep holding it down. And before you leave, I just want to know, could you do one thing for me?
I hope you like the podcast and you really like the podcast.
Come on, be serious.
And you really like my podcast. Like and subscribe.
Man, I feel like we made a connection here today. I really feel that we have made a connection like kindred spirits. I feel like we go way back like fat crayons and Hot Wheel tracks. Back like droopy diapers and Similac. But I'm going to see you next Wednesday. Until then, I'm going to do you like I do my potatoes. I'm going to plant you now and dig you later. Take care, y'all. Oh, yeah. Word to the Wise podcast with an exclamation point. This for Pops and Fat Mama. We're going to keep doing it right like this with new topics. And we will have some special guests on the show. And I want you guys to know it will always be on fire.